I want to start with you the night that you're drafted.
Yep.
Immediately, they take you in the back. You watch that video of the Bears' long lineage of history. You hear Mike Singletary's voice. You see Sweetness. You see Devin Hester. When you're watching that and processing the place you're about to go, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be in positions where I've been at other places like USC, Oklahoma, and places like that, to where I've kind of been in the same position.
Mhm.
I would say, and so it's been grateful for that, but also understanding that this is the pros now, and to be able to play for the Chicago Bears at a place like this is really special, and to have that moment, like you said, is really cool, and you just know you got to get to work soon.
You hear Mike Singletary talk about this is the place that has more Hall of Famers in the NFL than any other
Yep.
franchise. The fact that this city is starved for wins.
Yep.
As a rookie coming in, knowing the magnitude of these expectations, how do you process all of that?
Partly is understanding our vision, our goal every year that I play, and it kind of lines up. What does line up here is, we want to win, and we want to win the big one. So that's the vision. We have to do everything in our power to be able to reach that. So that's right now in training camp. That's preseason, and then week 1, week 2, and making sure we're keeping our 10 toes where we are,
Mhm.
and stand steadfast and keep going. But it's fun, it's interesting, it's challenging right now. We're having a blast with each other on the field, locker rooms and meeting rooms and things like that. So just taking it one step at a
Mhm.
time, and knowing our vision and our goal down the line.
How much did you know about the history of the quarterback position in Chicago before you were drafted?
I didn't know much, to be honest. I gained some knowledge throughout the process, and then I gained obviously a lot more
Mhm.
once I was drafted.
What did you learn about how this team has not been able to get that position right in the majority of the last 70 years, but also knowing that they're turning to you to be that guy to do that?
Yeah, it's great. I feel that I've been in many teams, many organizations, and things like that, where the team may have not been where everybody else wants it to be, where the head of the team wants it to be, and coming in and working my tail off, also trying to strive and reach that goal that I have of myself, of the team, which is to go win games, win the big
Mhm.
one at the end, win as many games as you can in the regular season, go playoffs, and then win the last one. And so just working my tail off and getting after it is the first part. Getting in with my teammates and learning everybody, learning where they're from, hanging out off the field, no coaching, things like that.
Mhm.
That all leads into those goals at the end of the year. So I think it's one big team goal that we have, and I'm just trying to do my best to make sure we go reach it.
You said that the moment after you were drafted that because everybody's going to ask you about expectations and what you want out of 2024. You said, I just want to learn my teammates, their names, know everybody in the building.
Yeah,
How are you doing on that process?
yeah. I'm still learning. I'm still learning some of the tempos and practices.
Mhm.
Like today, I had to ask coach what a tempo that we were doing was, and so I'm still learning. I'm still learning everybody, where they're from, and things like that. But I've definitely gotten better, obviously.
Your leadership style, I know when you first got here and we talked to you before rookie camp, you're a rookie coming into a veteran laden team. And you said you wanted to listen and pick up on how other guys go about their business before feeling comfortable establishing your leadership style. Was there a moment where it kind of switched from apprentice to this is my team, I'm comfortable establishing my style of leadership?
I would say, in a sense, I'm half and half. Just in a sense of I'm always gonna want to be in the position to listen and learn, whether you're a rook after this rookie year for me, or whether you're a guy like Mercedes Lewis, where he's year 19 and things like that. So whether it's year 13 for me, or whether it's this year, I'm always gonna listen. But trying to progress as a leader. Obviously, the QB is when you come into a place like this, there's a sense of you're the leader, and that's fine with me. I think the progression of the playbook, the progression of being around my guys, the progression of learning everybody's names and all of that and where they're
Mhm.
from and hanging around them, getting comfy with all the guys. I think that progression leads into the leadership part, and where I can, jump ahead of it. And when you learn your guys, and as we say in football is KYP, when you know your guys and your personnel, you can lead those guys in different ways, because some guys doesn't respond to this well and the other guy may. And so just getting around the guys, learning them, and then taking the steps, building the confidence within each other. And then I can get out there and I can lead them. I can correct them. They can correct me. Like I said, always listening. And so it's a good healthy balance.
How do you define your leadership style?
Yeah, I say throughout the years I've gotten better. I would say with leading, um, at least vocally.
Mhm.
I've always been like a get here, get in the facility, and kind of follow along, and we'll be okay. And then when I got older, got into college, I learned that I need to be a little bit more vocal. And so um, I think it's a healthy balance of showing hard work, showing up, being on time, being early, getting after progressing. And then the other part is actually, speaking up,
Mhm.
being vocal on things that I like, things I don't like, being vocal with my guys. After a period where, we may have missed a pass, go over to my guy and say, it was on me, um, or go talk about the play or talk about the route, whatever the case may have been, or the offensive line, ask questions and things like that. So I think, like I said, it's a healthy balance of showing up, and then the other part is being vocal,
Mhm.
and being there with your guys and for your guys.
For the last couple months, we've seen you everywhere from the Chicago Sky game to a Chicago White Sox game. You had your inaugural Caleb Cares Foundation event on the South Side. Do you get recognized when you're out in public?
I do get
Yeah.
recognized when I'm out in public. This doesn't go towards my diet, but I've gone to this little ice cream shop. I'm not gonna say where. 'Cause I don't really want people showing up there, because I show up in slides and things like that. But I've gotten recognized a few times, out in the city, or here, and near Lake Forest
Mhm.
area. And so yeah.
What's it like being out in Chicago? I know you when you went to the Cubs game, you were, I believe it was at Old Crow, and you guys were
Yeah.
doing you were taking part in the Green Bay Sucks chant. Like, how much fun is that for you to be in the middle of that, but also getting like you have now a pulse on what this fan base wants out of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. One of the things that I said throughout draft process and now, is that I'm going to be a part of the community. I'm going to support and do all the things that I can, like you said about the Caleb Cares, being out with the fans at Old
Mhm.
Crow, hanging out with Cole and things like that, going to Cubs games, Sky games, being a part of the community, showing up and showing out. And I'm not too big to do anything. I'm gonna show up, have fun, enjoy, be smart, be disciplined about things, but
Mhm.
show up and enjoy.
People love the bear claw.
People love the bear claw.
What's the origin of it?
So it was after Rome and I got drafted. I think we were I think it was right after he got drafted, and he actually came up, and then we took a picture together, and I was like, "Do we have a?" Because college, everybody has like the fight on, everybody
Mhm.
has things like that, or slogans or something. And I asked, "Do we have anything?" And nobody said anything, so I just kind of threw up my hand, and it kind of, I guess, grew from there.
Are you going to trademark it? Is that going to be
I've
your thing?
trademarked it.
You've
Yeah, I've
trademarked it.
trademarked it already.
So you're ahead of the game on
Ahead of the
all of
game.
that.
Yeah.
Um, like when we talk about those welcome to the NFL moments, everybody's got a story of
Yep.
like, okay, that was where it became real. Have you had one of those yet?
I would say, um, I don't know if this is a welcome to NFL moment, because most of the time they're like people getting hit and things like that, and I can't get hit in practice. So I would say one of the moments though was, I threw a ball to, DJ, and I think it was Tyreek. He made an insane pick. I threw it like
Mhm.
a foot from the ground for DJ, thinking nobody could get it. He kind of jumped over DJ and picked it. So it was one of those moments. I walked over to Tyreek and said that was a hell of a catch. So
The game recognized game
yeah,
on that.
always.
Take us inside the receiver room that you have? Because I know when you were here in minicamp, you and Keenan were staying at the team hotel and had a chance to really get to pare down this playbook.
Yep.
What was that like, those nights that you're spending going from practice to learning this offense with a 12-year vet?
Yeah, it was cool for me because sometimes Keenan didn't have to look at things. I could say it out loud, and Keenan kind of had an idea of what the play was, how it was ran, and that was cool for me because that just shows how long he's been doing this.
Mhm.
Um, but then it was also tough on me because I wanted to progress as fast as possible, so that I can get out there and with this 12-year vet and make sure that I'm right. And so um, that I mean it pushed me for sure, and challenged me. But I understood at least I got better at giving myself grace
Yeah.
in those moments, especially being like 3 weeks into the playbook at that time. So it was really cool, but also challenging.
What is watching film with him?
Yeah.
What did you pick up on that maybe you didn't know about how you need to watch film at this level?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was like watching film with him was more about like our connection,
Mhm.
in the sense of like when he ran this route or when he ran that route, like how he was going to run it, where he needs the ball, where I should place it, when I should be getting to him out of his break, if not a little later, whatever the case may have been. So it's just building that connection,
Mhm.
how he likes, the routes ran and or how he runs the routes and how, and where he wants the ball to be placed, to make sure one, he can get the most yak or whatever the case may be, and then also to protect him.
I don't know, like, if it's normal for a 12-year vet to be as dedicated to not only him learning the playbook, but to your growth. And the way that he talks about it, he puts the onus on himself that I need to make sure I'm on the same page with Caleb. I need to make sure I'm making his job as easy as possible. What does that say about him as a teammate and what you've been able to pick up on learning him these last couple months?
Yeah, I'd say he's. I mean, 12-year vet. I mean, he just had probably one of his best years last
Mhm.
year. And for a guy to be that selfless, is really cool for me. It just shows, the type of guys we have in the locker room, type of guys, Poles and all of those guys, above us brings in. And it's exciting because you look on the opposite side of defense, opposite side of the offense, and, the defensive guys are just the same. Offensive side, we got a bunch of guys just like that, DJ,
Mhm.
Keenan, Rome, and it does make my job a little bit easier. If they're a lot less selfless or a lot more selfless, because now I'm not thinking about, okay, now I have to get the ball to DJ, and I can go through my routes,
Mhm.
and my reads and things like that and deliver the ball where I need to. And then on the side we can go talk. This is what I saw. This is what I saw. And we can build that relationship and that connection for maybe down the line we get the same play, same defensive structure, and I throw maybe a go ball
Mhm.
to DJ or Keenan or whatever case may have been because we talked about it and don't feel that sense of urgency from them to get the ball to them.
You've got the receiver who led FBS last year in receiving.
Yep.
You've got two vets who had 1,200 receiving yards the previous year. Like, no quarterback's ever walked into a situation like that. It's a weird question, but does this offense need a true number one receiver, knowing how much talent you have around you?
That's a fun question. I'd say I don't know if we need a number one receiver. I think we got a couple number ones,
Hmm.
and that's what makes it fun for us on the offense side of the ball because it makes it a hell of a lot difficult for the defense and the other teams
Hmm.
for the next 18 weeks, 17 weeks, how many ever weeks we have, 17 weeks. To go out there and perform, be explosive. They can't double DJ because we got Keenan and Rome. They can't double Rome because you got Keenan and DJ. And so, it's going to make it a lot more fun for us on the offensive side and a lot more difficult for the other team. And we're going to go out there. I'm going to spread the ball around. Keenan's going to have fun. DJ's going to have fun. Cole, Gerald,
Hmm.
Rome, the running backs, Swift, and all of them. So we're gonna have a lot of fun, but we got to keep progressing, keep going.
So that's the fun you're having on the field. What about the fun off the field? I heard about Monopoly cards.
Yeah,
John Jackson told me that
he
you
did.
can't believe anything he's saying about your record and that your record might be a little skewed.
I have the most wins in Monopoly Deal.
Okay.
You can ask Keenan, Rome, uh, other people, John, probably not ask John, but Keenan and Rum, you can ask for sure. I have the most wins.
So how did
I'm
your
the champion.
wins very clearly, you told me it's
Champion.
like 50 to like 30 something.
Yeah, it's
But
low
your wins
for
came
them.
from maybe earlier? Did I hear that right? Like they were you lumping them
John has
in?
lived in the same house as me for the past year. So I don't and we started playing like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So it's John's I want to choose my words wisely, but John is he's not telling the truth. Say
Okay.
that.
What has it been like having him in as part of this process? I know that he was training with you, living with you in LA, to have him here as you both are going through your rookie progression. Does that make you is it
Yeah,
how does that help?
yeah, it's great to have someone that you believe in, that you trust. When things are going good, things are going bad. Have someone that it doesn't it doesn't really bother him. He's going to tell you the truth. He's going to tell you everything that you need to hear, good or bad. He'll encourage you, and then we also have just have a good time, laugh,
Mhm.
joke. It's my guy, and glad to have him here.
And you guys are doing the TB12 diet right now.
Yeah,
Is that
he
right?
told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, yeah. No white rice, no white flour, no red sauce, um, no. We got a bunch of other things in there. No sugar. It's a couple things in there for
Yeah.
information reason. Stay healthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
What made you I mean, I know you got to pick Tom Brady's brain earlier this offseason. What made you wanna do that part of his plan of what made him such a great athlete?
Yeah, I've reached out to Tom a few times, just to I mean, obviously he has the knowledge of 20 years,
Mhm.
21, 22 years, however long he played, of playing ball, and being healthy. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to reach is
Mhm.
play that long, play as long as I can, and then um, be healthy throughout all of it. And a big part of it is the diet, working out and how you work out, the things you work out, and then getting on the field, and the mental part and the physical part takes over. But the things that I can control those things, which is my diet, and that's I think that's a big key for be able to play for such a long time.
Is the background of your phone still Super Bowl times 8?
Yeah, that's still that.
Did
Yeah.
you show Tom Brady that when you guys were together?
I did not show him that. That wasn't one of the things we talked about. Um, we mainly talked about just how to keep going through,
Mhm.
through the good times, bad times, stay motivated, keep getting after it, competitive stamina and things like that. So, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
What I mean, to win 8, let alone to start and win 1, what did he relay to you? Like, anything that you feel you now know about what it's gonna take to get that first one?
I mean, I would say he kept harping on competitive stamina.
Mhm.
He kept harping on, um, being around your guys, understanding them, that relationship. And then just you gotta, I mean, it's hard. The
Yeah.
job is hard. It's a difficult, I mean, that's what he said. It's a tough job. And it's tough to go out there, and win games. And so, doing the best you can, film room, with your diet and all the other things you can control, go out there and handle those things, and it gives your chances of winning games, and doing what you want to do. It gives you the best chances.